Welcome to Winning from Trichotillomania, a podcast inspiration series that is proudly offered to you by Getting Better. Have you ever wondered or thought of the act of pulling out hair as, well, maybe just a little strange? Because how can it be that you do something that you no longer want to do? Now, here is our invitation. Simply change the word strange into fascinating. It's just one word, but it may open the door to new learnings and understandings that can help you change your life and take it to a whole new level. And now, here is your host for this show and the founder of treatmentfortrichotillomania.com, Rick Von Bosteler.
Hi, Rick here, and welcome to Winning from Trichotillomania. Now, in this episode of the podcast series, I want to deliver on a promise that I made in the previous episode, and that is that I would discuss, quite soon, what the essence about learning to take control over trichotillomania is all about. Now, I want you to know that, and so I intended to make a recording on that, and then by coincidence I had an interview with someone else that we helped, and that's a lady at the age of 50 who struggled for 39 years, almost 40 years with this behavior. Her name is Julie, and she could not believe that she could actually learn to take control over this behavior. And in her words, and you will hear her say it and share it with you, it was always very hard for her, either on her own or with help of others, trying to take control over this behavior. And so she was reluctant at the start, but she really wanted to overcome this. And she opened herself up and said, I will go for it. If you believe that this can help me, I will, make use of the help that you offer. Now, when I say this, I want you to know that, let me share something about behavior that I think is important, because when we go through life, I think it's true for all of us, we don't always immediately succeed in what we're after. And it's what we tell ourselves at moments that we don't succeed that can make a huge difference in how quickly we are able to achieve what we're after. So in my life, sometimes, I was taken away from my dreams by disappointments, and that was, for example, in private settings in my life, but also in my work. And then I had to refine myself and come back again, and then see if I can still achieve what I'm after. And then sometimes with help of others, I was able to make a change. Now, so opening yourself up to the possibility that change is possible is very important. And that's something that I wish for everyone and for myself, that you keep yourself open to change, and that what you're after, all your dreams in life, that they are possible, and all you have to do is search for someone who already achieved what you're after, and that will tell you that it is possible, and then find out what they do, and then find out how they did it, and that's called modeling, with a fancy word, and they can actually shorten your time spent for achieving what you're after in many areas in your life, including learning to overcome trichotillomania. Now, today I'm sharing an interview with Julie, who pulled for 39 years, who could not believe that she could overcome it, and she will share, you will hear it in a second, that it was actually quite surprisingly easy this time. So I will also discuss in the interview what the essence that I promised to discuss of learning to take control over this behavior is all about. It's brief, but it's important for you to know and realize, and how we help people as well. Now, before I let you go and let you hear the interview that will take approximately 15 minutes with Julie, and who will share that she says at one time in the recording, at one moment, she will say, forget everything you ever learned about trying to control this behavior. And then what follows is actually more important. So listen to everything she shares. But I want to give you a quick update also on what's happening behind the screens, because we've been making some changes to our website. And when you've been there before at treatmentfortrichotillomania.com, and when you go there now, you will now see a new logo from Getting Better. And underneath that logo, you will see a very important text. And it says, expert help for hair pulling from the convenience and privacy of your own home. Now, that's after 9 years. It's 9 years already that we've been focusing on helping people with this behavior. And we couldn't offer it this way as we can today when we started, because it was just me offering personal assistance, and people came to see me. But now we work with with online programs that are always combined with personal assistance. And the combination of the two is actually 1 + 1 is 4. It's not 3, it's 4. And Julie will also share her experience, how that felt to her. And I think that's a good thing, and I want you to know that. Now, I want to emphasize 2 words because I want you to be aware of that before you ask for support, should you consider doing that. And the 2 words that I want to point out are convenience and privacy. So expert help for hair pulling from the convenience and privacy of your own home. Now, convenience is that you can actually do it at any time that you want to. All you need is access to the internet to follow our online courses. And then we will teach you everything that I did with people when I worked one-on-one. But if you need help, you can always contact us, and then we'll talk to you and assist you personally where needed. And that's very important as well. I will share that in the interview with Julie as well. But the word privacy is the second one that I want to point out. And that is actually a game changer, because the way you feel will very much decide how you're able to learn and achieve what you're after. So if you feel completely at ease, chances are that you will take in a lot of information that can actually help you. And we've heard feedback over time, because I'm the lead trainer in those programs myself, where I shot the videos and did the outdoor recordings to help everyone to teach what I did with people when I worked only one-on-one with them. We've heard feedback that they really liked it to work with me personally. That's the way it felt, in their pajamas using an iPad. And before there wasn't a click with someone that they worked with, and as such they weren't at ease, and as such they didn't achieve what they were after. And so besides the fact that you need to learn how to do it, and that should be correct, you also need to feel at ease and in a way that will stimulate your learning process. And that wasn't the reason why I started it. I wanted to offer help to as many people as possible, and that's why I started to create those programs. But that's the way we're now positioned. So if you go to treatmentfortrichotillomania.com, you will find that new logo there from Getting Better with expert help after 9 years. It's incredible. 9 years already for hair pulling from the convenience and privacy of your own home. Well, that's enough for an introduction what's happening behind the screen. I want you to listen to the interview with Julie, and I want you to enjoy that and take notes again. And if you have any questions with regards to everything that's discussed, just drop us a message. Go to Treatment for Trichotillomania, make use of the help button you will find there. Then through the Zendesk, that's the support software that we use nowadays, you can contact us and we can reply to you, or you can use the contact form, and we're happy to assist and answer any questions you may have, to hopefully, if you suffer from this behavior and if you need help, to help you change your life for the better one day as well. So all good wishes here from the Netherlands. Enjoy the interview and listen what it's all about to take control over this behavior. Bye for now. Thank you for helping out. I refer to these calls like expert talks. Do you know why?
No.
Because there's someone who's helping people, and I'm doing this now for almost 9 years. So I have that experience, but you have the experience of going through what we offer to help you. And
yes.
But I find it very difficult, or it's always challenging to explain to others who are still struggling what the experience is all about. So it's very helpful sometimes that you can word it in such a way that can be an inspiration for someone else to step up and hopefully change their life for the better. So all I want to do in, let's say, 10 minutes is just ask you some questions about your experience. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Now, before I do, Julie, can you tell me, and everyone listening, how long you pulled before you contacted me? For how many years?
I pulled from the age of 11 on and off until now, and I'm age 50.
So that's a very long time, right?
Yes.
And you had tried a lot of things. Now, before we go into that, tell me quickly, what motivated you to overcome this? And I still remember that you mentioned that it led to sadness, loneliness, but also a drift away from your partner by making it difficult for you to be affectionate. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
Now, so what were the main reasons? Because you went full on and you said, yeah, I'm going for it. So what were the main reasons why you wanted to change this behavior for you?
Predominantly because it was making my anxiety worse. And then by making my anxiety worse, it was affecting my relationship. It was making me feel like I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to participate, go out with friends. I wasn't engaging in life like I like to.
Now, remember, you also shared at the time that it was causing difficulty to do your job well in your work, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you briefly elaborate on that? Because I think it's important for people to know that, as far as I'm concerned, of course, you want to free yourself from this behavior, but it's not, as far as I'm concerned, after 9 years, the behavior, but it's the impact that it has on quality of life. So how did it work out in your work for you, wanting to change this before you contacted me?
Well, there was two things really. I just felt like I was holding back. It affected my confidence, which affects my work. And also, I was also very aware, I was scared, felt fearful most of the time that someone might notice at work.
Right. So now, it's more than a month, right? And the reason why I responded to you, you dropped me some emails, and I always love these. Shall I read out what you sent to me?
Yes.
You said, I'm doing really well. I haven't pulled hair since my last reply. Hardly any urges. What's going on? When I've tried before to stop, it's always been really hard. So how was it this time?
It was surprisingly really easy.
Right. So,
compared to times.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, other times I felt real struggle. I felt anxiety building up, and it was just awful. And this time it was just, I don't know, it wasn't so stressful. It was quite easy.
So you went through the program called Trichotillomania Transformation Intensive. Now, how did you like that? Because I've learned a lot over time ever since I created this. And I learned things that I didn't anticipate. So what was your experience for being able to do that in the privacy of your own place?
It was good. I mean, at first I thought, I'm not sure what this is all about. And I'm sure most people think that. But I just did the exercises when I had time on my own, did exactly what you said. Didn't change it, just stuck to what you said. And if you said it works, then I'm going to do it as you said. And I did it, and it helped.
Well, it's the combination, right? It's offering you what I know can help you and anyone as far as I'm concerned, but it's in the doing that you will notice that it works for you, right? So now, how's your behavior? I mean, and also, what's the impact on your quality of life as a result?
It's good. It's early days, but I have generalized anxiety disorder anyway, but it's making me, I'm not so preoccupied by it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not worrying about sitting down and thinking if I sit down, I'll pull my hair. So it's making my anxiety better and less anxiety and more engaging in life.
And if I recall correctly, in the past, those intense feeling of anxiety often used to make you pull more. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so that's not impacting you?
No, even though I've had quite a lot of stress in the last week.
Now, so what happened, towards you and the way you feel being able to be affectionate? I know it's early days, but towards your partner, for example, does this allow you to give more of yourself, to get closer?
It's, as you say, it still is early days, but I feel, yes, it will.
Right. Now, so how would you explain for anyone listening to this? First of all, let me ask you, do you think anyone can learn to control this behavior with the help that we offer?
Yes, I do.
Now, is that...
If I can do it, anybody can do
it. I always like that remark. I say that to myself, if he can do it, I can do it, or she. Now, yeah. But is that a difficult thing? Because you said in the past it was always difficult, or is it easy? How would you describe it for someone, without giving away, what we asked you to do, but just to explain to them, your experience as you went through what we asked you to do. So how is that? So I want you to think of anyone listening that may still struggle, may have difficulty to believe whether they can or cannot overcome this behavior, but deep down inside may actually want to. So what would you love to say to someone like that?
Okay, forget everything you've ever learned about trying to stop. Just start from the beginning and do as you say, and do it every day for how many days you say, and just do it exactly how you're told to do it, and you will see results quickly.
And tell them also why you believe, and it's a generalization when I ask this, but why do you believe it's worth doing it? It may be a rhetorical question, right? But tell them why you believe it's worth to put in the energy and do what we ask you to do so you can make it work for you. So why do you believe it's worth for them? Because you are now on this side and you used to be on the other side. So explain in your experience why you believe it's worth, because you not only have this experience, but you also mature in life, right? So maybe there are young children or younger people listening to this. What would you share with them?
Well, I feel like I can't quite believe I've stopped. And I just feel really proud of myself and absolutely gobsmacked and amazed that I'm not pulling anymore, because I thought I would pull for the rest of my life.
Now, why do you think it's worth for them, if they want it as well, to put in the time and energy so they can make it work for them as well if they need help? So what's the benefit of, the way you feel and do today compared to how it used to be before you contacted me?
I just feel lighter. I feel happier, feel more content. So it's worth everything.
And what does that do to you in your life? For example, in your relationships, socializing, in your work? Can you explain that to them based on your experience?
I just feel more confident. I don't feel, whereas before I felt a bit strange, a bit weird, the fact that I pulled my hair out and I did it and I didn't really know why I did it. And I feel the good thing is I don't feel like I'm trying to hide anything anymore. I feel like I can be more open and be myself.
Wow. Now, is there anything that you want to share to anyone who may listen to this recording one day, to inspire them, based on your experience, and say whatever you want to say, who may still struggle and be at a position that you used to be in, because you tried a lot of things in the past, I know. And that's why you sent me those emails that you couldn't believe what was happening. So what would you like to share to them? Anything that may help them, may inspire them?
Just give it a go. I didn't think it would work. I didn't think anything would work, but it does work. I don't know how it works, but it does. It's like magic.
Well, to give to explain something about that. Shall I do that? I think that's wise for people listening to this. So, in essence, and this is a theoretical concept, but it's a very pragmatic way of helping people. It's not so much about conscious insights, right? Or telling yourself to stop or not stop. Because at the core of this behavior, it's that buildup of the urge for having to pull. And once that urge is so strong, then freedom is out of the door. Now, anyone can pull hair, but we don't need to. But when the urge is really strong, that feeling inside, then you kind of have to. And I often give the example that I can indulge on a bar of chocolate. And when that urge becomes so strong, then I might go for it, and then I may regret it later on. Now, in the core, that is the same process happening subconsciously. So a lot of people then, try to stimulate themselves wearing gloves, or, then they have to keep a diary for others, trying to explain how they feel so they can get a conscious insight of what's happening. But it's addressing processes through exercise that are all happening subconsciously, and then set you up towards freedom by changing those. Now, I know that's a lot of theory, but it's a very pragmatic way, because we will ask you to do things, just exercise. Wouldn't you say so as you went through the program? Julie?
So Sorry.
So didn't we just ask you to do exercises every time?
Yeah.
Right? And it's in that doing that things will change. Now, one final question. Part of the program, it also comes with a breakthrough session, right? And how did you like that? Because I do those personally through web classes. So that's the reason why I can do them, because I'm not based in the same country as you are. So how did that go for you? How did you like that experience?
I liked it. And it was from then on that I really started to see results. And I felt like I was supported all the time. It wasn't just give you this information and get on with it and do this. I felt supported, which you need.
So what made you feel supported? What made you feel supported as you went through that?
Because I felt I could contact you any time with any questions, or I just knew you were there if I needed you. And that just made me feel more confident.
Now, I think that's important. So I made that mandatory that all the programs comes with personal assistance. Shall I explain why?
Yes.
Because it's my experience, because I did group coaching sessions in the past in the Netherlands where I now live today. And so sometimes people had to do the same exercise, but they had to do them slightly different. So one person could do the same exercise slightly different than another person, and it all has to do with how your brain operates. Now, it seems, a lot of high in the sky, but it's very pragmatic. So in order to get the impact you're after, it's very important that you do the exercise correctly. And that's why it's mandatory for us as a team that personal assistance is always there, because I want you to be able to lean on anyone from the team when you have questions and that you feel taken care of. Because it's not so much what we offer, but it's, making it work for you by doing what we ask you to do in a way that works for you. That's the essence. That's the secret, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important. And but on the other side, I've also learned over time that sometimes people say, I feel more at ease when I'm watching you in my pajamas through an iPad, for example, because I feel like I'm on my own, but you're still there when I need to. And I know that has helped in the learning process as well. So any final words you want to share to anyone listening and who may, have tried a lot of things like you did in the past?
Just give it a go. What have you got to lose?
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Think about what you have to win. I think that's actually more powerful. When we think about what we have to win, I have on my business cards, and that was the result of a training in a country that you live in that I attended one day, and I saw this from a gentleman called Robert Kiyosaki. And I always recall this, and he referred to the fact that we can only change today, and we can never compensate yesterday, but we can always change today. And so, whatever has happened in the past is fine as far as I'm concerned, but if you're not happy with the way things are today, take action today, because all there is and ever will be is today, and none of us know how many tomorrows there will be. So I think when we step up, and it's in that moment that we say, okay, I've had enough, that magical things can happen. And then of course we sometimes need, how do you do that? But it's the combination of you stepping up, then asking for support, and then we offering it, and then you applying, that things can start to work. So thank you very much, Julie. Thank you for your time and sharing that.
That's okay. You're welcome.
And I will send you the recording, and then you listen to it. And if you're okay, then I will share with others who are still struggling. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode of Winning from Trichotillomania. If you'd like to receive more insights about this topic, simply subscribe to this podcast series so you receive the next episode as soon as we release it. For our free webinar training series and other resources, you can find us at treatmentfortrichotillomania.com.